The weight of the world. Ethan Matthews adjusted his grip on the worn-out steering wheel of his 15-year-old sedan. The engine rattled like it might give up at any moment, but he couldn't afford another repair, at least, not this month. Not with the stack of unpaid bills on his kitchen table and the constant worry of making rent. As he pulled into the grocery store parking lot, his mind raced. He had exactly $23.47 in his bank account. Enough for milk, bread, and maybe some pasta for his 2 kids. He sighed, gripping the grocery list his daughter, Lily, had carefully written in her wobbly 7-year-old handwriting. Ethan stepped out of the car, his boots scraping against the pavement. The cold November wind bit at his face, but he barely noticed. He was too lost in thought, too burdened by the weight of struggling paycheck to paycheck. That was when he saw her. A chance encounter. An elderly woman stood near the curb, her frail frame struggling under the weight of overstuffed grocery bags. Her silver hair was neatly tucked beneath a wool hat, and she wore an elegant coat that seemed out of place in this rundown part of town. One of the bags slipped from her grasp, oranges rolling onto the pavement. Without thinking, Ethan rushed forward. "Here, let me help you." The woman looked up, startled, then smiled, a warm, genuine smile that crinkled the corners of her wise, hazel eyes. "Oh, dear, thank you. These bags seem to get heavier every time." Ethan chuckled as he gathered the fallen oranges and lifted her bags. "I know the feeling. I swear my kids' backpacks get heavier every morning." She laughed softly. Children do have a way of making everything more challenging, and more beautiful. He walked her to a sleek black car parked nearby, carefully placing the bags in the trunk. "There you go. Safe and sound." She studied him for a moment. "You have kind eyes, young man. What's your name?" "Ethan," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. "Ethan Matthews." "Well, Ethan Matthews, you didn't have to help me, but you did. That tells me a lot about you." He shrugged, embarrassed. "Just trying to do the right thing." The woman reached into her purse and pulled out a crisp $100 bill. "Here, for your kindness." Ethan's face flushed. He needed the money, desperately, but taking it felt wrong. "That's really generous, ma'am, but I can't." She pressed the bill into his hand. "Please. It's not charity. It's appreciation." Reluctantly, he accepted it. "Thank you. This means a lot." She smiled. Kindness always comes back to us in ways we never expect. The truth revealed. Ethan thought about the woman the entire drive home. He had no idea that the woman he had helped was Eleanor Whitmore, one of the wealthiest philanthropists in the country. The next morning, as he was getting his kids ready for school, his phone buzzed with an unknown number. Hesitant, he answered. "Mr. Matthews?" "Yes. This is Eleanor Whitmore. I hope I'm not disturbing you." His heart nearly stopped. "Not at all, ma'am. How did you?" She chuckled. "I have my ways. Listen, Ethan, I wanted to do something more than just a small token of gratitude. I did a little research, and I know you've been struggling. You're a hardworking father, and I admire that." Ethan swallowed hard. He wasn't sure where this was going. "I run a foundation that helps people who just need a little break. I'd like to offer you a job, one that pays well and has benefits for you and your children. If you're interested, come by my office this afternoon." Ethan gripped the phone, his vision blurring with tears. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," she said warmly. A new beginning. That afternoon, Ethan walked into Eleanor Whitmore's office, a grand, sunlit space in the heart of downtown. She greeted him like an old friend and offered him a management position at one of her companies, overseeing community outreach programs. For the first time in years, Ethan felt something he hadn't in a long time: hope. As he signed the contract, Eleanor patted his hand. "See? Kindness always finds its way back." Ethan nodded, a tear slipping down his cheek. I guess it does. And just like that, a simple act of kindness changed his life forever.